not sure why I would need an AI bot to manufacture a DM. Like, why would I want AI shooting my fucking shot? Like, get the fuck out of here.
I'm so I'm like a boomer about this. I'm like very anti and I need to start using it for when you do cover letters and shit like that, but I just hate it. Like I hate it.
Yeah. That's the only fucking thing that you should be using it for is for fucking making a resume. Anyways, welcome to Long Lost Pal. I don't want to do the intro.
Episode 31, our Nick
I,
Van Exel episode.
do you not have one prepared and you just think of one off the top of your
I thought of a few earlier, and that was one on the list, but that was yeah, our Nick Van Exel episode. Dallas Mavericks, Nick Van Exel, boo Mavericks, but I think he was number 31 on that team. I think he was number 6 for the Lakers, but that's not important right now. Welcome to the show. We are a show of segments. I'm Joey,
I'm Karrin.
and we're gonna get right into it. And we're gonna start with our first segment, which is worst of, and that's a chance to go over the worst things that happened in a selected year. We have 4 parts to this segment. We have worst release movie, worst song, worst sports moment, and worst piece of miscellaneous news, which can be pop culture, business, or anything else. This week, we are doing the worst of 2005. And I went first last time, Karam. So it is your turn to go first. And I believe this was our end of 8th grade / beginning of freshman year of high school. Not that anybody asks or anybody cares, but just for time frame if you're in our age group. And if you're not, if you're younger, then shut up. If you're older, old ass. All right, Corinne, you have 2 minutes whenever you're
All
ready.
right, let's go. All right, worst movie of '05. I'm going with this movie called The Ringer. I don't know if you remember that one. I feel
Yeah.
like it definitely was suited for your type of, you were the target audience for this. I just feel like it definitely could not be made again now. It had a heartfelt, like undertone meaning, but a guy fakes being disabled so that he can enter the Special Olympics and win the prize money and beat everybody. Obviously not a great premise. Like, he grows as a character and as a person. Is like, wow, disabled people are real people by the end of the movie. But yeah, not a great movie starring Johnny Knoxville. That's the movie. For the song, I'm going with Don't Funk With My Heart by the Black Eyed Peas. I just don't fuck with them because I feel like there was another, like when we were doing bottom five, I almost put another Black Eyed Peas song on there. Honestly, Fergie, going solo was the best thing you could have ever done. Good for you, sister. For sports news, I'm going with the Steelers losing the AFC Championship. Now, this was for the 2004 season, but the game is played in January of 2005. We lose to the Patriots, who obviously go on to win their third Super Bowl in a
Okay.
span of 4 years. And we lost at home, fucking Tom Brady. So that is my worst sports news for that year. Miscellaneous news. Our beloved and favorite Prince Harry wore a costume this year. He goes to a costume party as a Nazi. And when I first read this news, I was like, ooh, Prince Charles, we fucking hate him. And then I was like, wait a minute. It was Harry, our baby. He's very remorseful for it now and feels so ashamed. It was very scandalous back then. Obviously, it was all in the tabloids. But yeah,
I would say so.
so heartbreaking. Really let me down. He's definitely apologized for it and blah blah blah. But yeah, worst news of that year because we love Prince Harry.
Is that the Meghan Markle one with the terrible hair? Well, all of them have terrible hair. Is that the one?
Yes, that's the one.
And just so y'all know, I get it, I'm bald, but I feel like that gives me more right to talk about people's hair when they refuse to let go.
Yeah.
I notice more and more of people's hair now because there's so many dudes just refuse to let it go. He's got like the airbrush look almost, like it looks like it's like pencil thin, like his shit's and
he's
his brother's
he's
got the
like he's like this close to being Trump. Like he's like you're right there, buddy. We can see it getting thin, and you're trying to like maneuver it to.
he got then he look at Carson Wentz too, kind of. Um,
They look
yeah,
alike.
and then yeah, his brother doesn't he got the George going, the George Costanza
Yes,
or the George
he's got the
Jefferson.
horseshoe.
Yeah,
The horseshoe.
yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta
it's
let that.
those genetics. That's what happens.
Um,
Pure. That's what purebreds. That's what happens to purebreds, man.
movie. I don't think I've ever seen The Ringer actually. Is there a part where they go we go either when the fuck or when the hell do we get ice cream? Because I feel like Des will randomly say that sometime. I think it's from that movie. Like he's lying to somebody. He's like, "Oh yeah, we just got ice cream." But anyway, I don't think
Oh,
that scene.
possibly, possibly. You might be right.
I
I
do
haven't
like Johnny
watched it
Knoxville.
since, back
Big
then.
fan of Jackass. Like especially the most recent movie was very entertaining to me. I like all the old
Yes,
stuff.
it was. It was
Um,
really good. I was like low key, at the end of the credits, they're like going through, they did like, and especially because the one guy died. Was it
yeah, Ryan Dunn.
Ryan? Ryan Dunn? Yeah. So at the end, they're going through like the old, I got a turning point of voice stuck. And I was like, oh my God, this is actually kind of sad.
And
Like they're all
Bam's
so old. They're in their fucking 40s and they're all gray. And I was like, oh, this is actually really kind of sad. And then
Bam's on a good one, doing whatever. And I want to apologize. I don't know if you heard that. We live somewhat close to Air Force Base, and there was like a whole bunch of in this trash ass place we live. These windows are super thin, so you could hear everything. And I was like, God damn, I could barely hear what you were saying. Felt like I was at the airport.
no,
Um, and then lastly, quarterback of that team, was that Big Ben's first year, or were y'all
I don't think it
okay?
was his first. Yeah, actually, I think he
I
was
think it was his
drafted
rookie
in
year. He
'04.
won like his first 10 games or something crazy. I think I remember.
Yeah,
Um,
I think he was drafted in '04. You might be right.
Either
Yeah.
way, it's not that important. Miami of Ohio, fun fact. All right, that's where he went to college. All
Oh,
right. So now we will get into my worst of 2005 once I find it. Uh, Movie, I'm going Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, another family favorite.
your
Another
fave.
another my dad selection, I'm sure. But I don't remember shit about that movie besides Most Def was in it, and I was in the movie theater waiting for that bitch to be over. I don't remember a single thing about it, but I just remember it being incredibly boring whenever I saw it. God damn it, Dad, stop picking the movies. Song, in the same vein as you, Black Eyed Peas, but I'm going My Humps. Terrible song. First of all, why are we calling women's beautiful body parts humps and lumps? Makes them sound so unattractive and undesirable, and you're making it seem like it's a sexy song. It is not a sexy song. Will I Am has a trash ass verse. Also, like, is he just like better? Like, does he produce songs? He must produce songs because he can't rap or whatever he does. Trash as hell. I don't know what he's doing. And then there's just like this weird 20-minute or 20-second part at the end, or minute 20 seconds, where he's playing like this weird instrumental. I'm like, dog, cut this shit off. Like 3.5 minutes was enough. And it just goes off on some weird tangent. I realize the more Black Eyed Peas songs I look into, the less I like them. I only have like one or two I like. Where is the Love, which you don't like because you're a hater. Sports, I'm going with the Astros getting swept in the World Series by the White Sox. That was the first World Series of my lifetime. Had a hell of a pitching staff at that period of time. Had my boy Craig Biggio, my boy Jeff Bagwell, Lance Berkman. I don't remember really anything about the series besides Bobby Jenks. He was the closer for the White Sox, a hefty guy, and he was dealing. I just remember him giving up 0 earned runs, and I hate him to this day, even though I don't remember anything else about him. That could have been the last season of his career, could have been the first. I don't remember anything. All I remember is that series. News, I'm going Destiny's Child breaking up. They broke up in 2005. And why must we mess with a good thing? Looky here. The Beehive is a scary group of person. Lucky for me, we don't, or scary group of people. Lucky for me, we don't have a lot of listeners, so nobody will probably see this because they scare me. And I'm a fragile human being. I don't need anybody calling me bald or trying to hurt my feelings. But I like Destiny's Child's music more than I like Beyonce's music. Beyonce has 8 albums. Destiny's Child had 5 albums. I think I like more Destiny's Child songs than I like Beyonce songs. Love Beyonce as a person. Love that she's from Houston, but so is Destiny's Child. And I think they make a better collection of music. And poor Michelle, she was desperate for them to stay together. She's like, please, this is the only shit I got going. I don't want to go solo. I ain't got nothing going. So I feel for Michelle. That is my worst of 2005.
I do feel that that is a very fair, like, that's fair from your point, from your perspective, to be like, I liked Destiny's Child music more than Beyonce as a solo artist music.
Because
But
everybody's crazy about her. I still love her, but I like her as a group. I like her in a group
I
more. I like
I
her.
could see that. But yeah, she really, I mean, every Beehive fan would argue with you because they're gonna say that she is making better music solo. And I mean, look at it, and Destiny's Child was whatever. We don't have to get into it. What we do need to get into is you not liking My Humps.
It's a
What the
terrible
fuck
song.
is that bullshit?
You
That's
like
the
that
what
song?
that is the hottest, most disgusting take you've ever put on fucking record. Are you serious?
Here's my thing. I was looking through songs and I was like, oh, the devil is back. See, it heard you talking that shit and it was like, not today, Satan.
No, it's turning the spotlight off on your ass because it's like, how could he not like humps
I
off?
re that song. Who wants to call though? Who wants to call those? I don't know a good way to say it, but bumps and humps. What the hell are we talking about? Or lumps and humps? Like, no, it's the worst song I've heard in a long time. I was like, I looked at it and I was like, man, I didn't like this song at the time, but let me listen because if it's as trash as I remember, even worse. Will
That's
I am? What are we doing, dog? Don't touch a mic
that.
ever again.
No,
Never touch a
that's
mic again.
fucking that's crazy.
Their songs
You
suck.
you
Like
know
that.
what? You just don't like women to have bops. Women love that song. They
Do
like
they?
drop down to get
Do
your giggle
they?
on. I literally turned up to my humps at a throwback night not 2 weeks ago, and everybody was singing along and
Everybody's like, turn that shit off.
you just don't
That song sucks.
you just don't want women to have fun. That's
I
really
don't. I don't. That's a question mark, not an exclamation point or a
no,
period.
it's a
I want women to
statement.
have.
It's
I
a
want
fucking
women to have
I
fun.
don't
Women
period.
having fun is important to me because if women are having fun, I'm having fun typically. Well, a woman, my wife. But the whole point is this: there's nothing. What you go? You go and dance to a girl or with the girl to my humps? I don't think so. You're gonna be in that bitch. What are you gonna do to my humps? What are you gonna do to my humps? That trash ass shit. You know how those dance scenes and all those movies where they're like dancing with each other, but they're not like they're not getting rolled up or anything. That's what you do to my humps. That shit sucks.
Ah, boy, don't you miss the days getting rolled up?
Oh, baby, no, I don't.
The only rolling up that you do now.
Um,
Let's go.
all righty then.
Wait,
Time
I
to
do need to say again that I am watching the Monday night game, Chiefs versus Jags. So if you do see me looking at my TV and reacting, that is, or looking off camera and reacting, that's what I'm.
what a trash ass game. I could not care less about that
It's
game.
fucking tied right now, motherfucker.
That's why it's trash because the Chiefs suck and then the Jaguars also suck, even though they beat the Niners. We don't need to talk about that. Next, we're going to move on to our Sorry for 2004 segment sponsored by Ruben Studdard. We took a break from this last week, but this is a segment that gives us a chance to turn over a new leaf in season two. And instead of bringing up old beef, apologize to people we have wronged in the past. We have a minute and a half for this segment. I will go first. And tonight, I want to apologize to my BFF, my Lommel, my wife, my baby mama. I want to apologize to Des for a time that I wronged her in the past. So Des and I were secret lovers at one point. Before anybody could know, we were not allowed to be dating. She was technically my boss, but as she says, she was younger than me, so there was no power dynamic. Either way, it doesn't matter. But we were secretly dating for like a whole summer. And I remember we were like the summer program we were in was over and we were on our first kind of outing together as like being together. We weren't technically together yet, but we were together. And we were at this bar in Fort Worth. And it was this bar slash club where each room played different music. They had like 6 rooms and there was different vibes in different areas. And there was one that was like this black light area. And she and I were in there probably doing one of those things that we were doing on my humps, you know, how we dance. And I just noticed in the black light, her tooth was glowing. You know, I'm a couple barley sandwiches deep at this point, have a couple brewskis, you know. I was a little younger too, so maybe I was drinking something else. And I was like, man, your tooth is glowing. And the way she tells it is I was like, damn, everybody look at this. I don't think it was that bad, but I was like, damn, your tooth is blue. What is going on? And apparently I caused a whole bunch of attention. She just kind of laughed it off and shrugged it off. But later she told me, she's like, you made such a big deal about that. I have a fake tooth in the front. So when she was a kid, she was like on a boat or something and she like hit her face on a counter or something and knocked out half her tooth. So she had to get a veneer. And veneer is like glow in the dark. And I had no idea. And so apparently I was calling her out and embarrassing her in front of everybody on like our first time being out together. And then a little bit of redemption for me, kind of. I mean, I should have handled it better, I guess. I still don't, I guess I do that with a lot of shit. But we went back to that bar later, like months later. And I guess she ventured off to that room and talked to the bartender. And she was like, on a scale of 1 to holy shit, how much is my tooth glow in the dark? And she smiled and he goes, holy shit. So I am not alone, like the Michael Jackson song. But babe, I'm sorry. I love you. And look how far we've come from me calling you out for your glowing in the dark teeth. Now we got 2 kids. You know, we're doing all right. We're doing all
Bro, this is the wildest story. Poor Des. Whoo, goddamn, that is so funny because I definitely can imagine this happening in real time because I know how you are.
Listening to my humps, I was like, look at that tooth. Look at that tooth. Lovely lady lumps tooth. That's all I was doing. But it's
All
your
right,
turn.
man. Let me.
Check it out. All right. Milk with the cocoa puff. All right, minute and a half, Corinne, whenever you're
It
ready.
looks like you like that motherfucker.
I do not. Minute
All
and a
right.
half.
All right. This is yours was what, like 8 years ago? This was actually fairly recent. It's not like recent, but it's probably happened within like the last year or so. I was driving around downtown. As we know, it's already a fucking headache. You got all these one-way streets, all these fucking pedestrians, the same typical shit. I'm driving down this one way, and this jackass has stopped his car in the middle of the road. This is a through road, through traffic is coming here. Throws his hazards on, parks his car, and it's just sitting there. And I'm like, he left like this much room to get by. And I was like, fuck, I think that I was meeting somebody. So I was kind of in a rush. But I did sit there and wait for a minute. But I'm also like, there's people behind me. So I tried to squeeze by. And in doing so, I may or may not have sideswiped his side mirror. And I absolutely just kept fucking driving.
Hit and run. Criminal.
In my defense,
Take her back to jail.
he was an asshole and he should have parked this shit there. But I am sorry because I did accidentally ding his shit and trying to squeeze by. Now, I don't think that I broke it, but I definitely like heard the boom and the thud. So I think that I just hit it.
You brought
And,
the
they
boom.
like I think that it like went back. like I don't think that it broke though, but I didn't fucking stop. So I don't know what the fuck happened to the mirror. I do apologize for digging his shit, but he shouldn't have parked his shit.
Lucky this wasn't Harris County. That would have been 3 strikes, you're out, sister. They would have.
I'd be in the slammer right now, buddy.
They would have left you there. Throw away the key. Menace to society. Um, I did something similar when I was like 16, but I had just got my license. You were like 44 already. I was like 16, and I remember I was driving this is when I was pushing a minivan. My first vehicle. I was driving the family minivan, and turn radius on that thing was trash as hell. You try,
Oh
you're
yeah,
like,
you gotta do like a 10 foot.
and I was in the Target, on 1960, the Target Park, like the old Target where the Dollar movie was. I was hitting one of those trying to turn, and I was hitting the back of a car, and I was like, looked at it, I was like, I think we're good. I just peeled off, and I kind of looked at it to make sure it was good, at least in my mind. I looked
Sure,
quick. I made a quick look.
sure.
Guys, we gotta check. You gotta check Corinne's moral compass, dog. Stealing money if she finds it, hitting
We're
people's cars,
about
hitting and
to
running.
once we get into preguntas, we're gonna do some checking of your morals in a second.
I don't like the sound of that. We are now getting into preguntas, which is a segment where we get to ask each other a random question, and we are not, disclaimer, trying to culturally appropriate. Preguntas is just a really cool word, way cooler than questions. We get a minute for this segment. Corinne told me I think we did a minute and a half last week. That was my bad. We're supposed to do a minute for this segment, and we each get to ask each other a question. And I believe then you get to ask first. Is that correct? Do you want me to start the timer?
Yeah, let's get it. All right, moral oral. I feel like you're gonna say no to this.
Moral oral. I hate
Moral
that.
oral. I feel like you're gonna say no to this, but I wanted to ask just to see. Have you ever went through somebody's phone?
Um, I so like, what are we talking here? Are we talking like you go in there and do a deep dive, or are we talking about you go in there and you like see somebody's name pop up and you're like, oh, I wonder what they want. What are we talking about here?
All of the above.
I've
Include any
I
of
think I've
that.
done the latter. I don't think I've ever done the
Like glanced and like seen some shit,
oh
or
or
you
like
actually
or like, hey, I'm like, who the hell is this texting you? And I look and see who it is. Like, I feel like I've done that one before. I don't think I've ever done the deep dive. I don't think I'd ever want to do the deep dive because what I've learned about this stuff, here's a life lesson for me. So if you want to learn from a knowledgeable person who hates my humps, here's what I got for you.
knowledgeable in quotes right there.
If you do a deep dive into somebody's phone, you are going to find some shit you don't like. You're going to find a way to interpret a situation and twist it into a way where it's something you don't like. You're either going to find them talking to somebody they've known for 35 years that they've never had a past with, but you don't know who they are. You're going to find somebody like their picture or like their Instagram story and they responded thanks or some stupid shit. You're going to find something that's going to piss you off. So my advice is if you can't trust the person you're with, don't be with them. And if you are with that person, give them the trust until they don't let you trust them anymore, because I guarantee right now, I trust my wife with everything. But if I went through her phone right now, I'd probably find something that would piss me off for some reason. Like I guarantee you I'd find something. You will find something to make you mad. So my advice, do not do that. But I feel like in the past I might have like, again, been like, who is that? And then
Steady,
like,
like,
but it's more like I'm like, who the hell is this texting you? And then she'll be like, let's just blah 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 type deal. I try not to be a jealous person though. I try not to be. It's a bad quality.
but you're a Scorpio, so
Is that a thing?
yeah.
Yeah. But no, I don't think I've ever done like the thorough.
Like let me go
Oh,
through
you
this
fell
together.
asleep. Let me use your thumb and get up in there. No, I don't think I've ever.
Okay, no, that's that's a different
I don't think I've ever done that. All right, you.
one. Yeah, one X. Yep, sure did. Now, let me preface this with, damn, it was two times actually, but both of them were kind of brought on by her. And no, I did not trust her, which is why I ended up doing this. But the one, like the major time where I was like, I'm about to go through your shit, is I caught her in a lie because she was like driving and somebody texted her and she was like, oh, who is that? And I was like, oh, it's your friend. And her friend had said some shit, like, like the message was on the screen. And I was like, so what is going on here? And she was like, so actually what happened was, and I said, okay, well, I'm about to go through this right now. So is there anything else that you want to fess up to? She was like, no, no, no. Of course I found other shit that she did not fess up to. But so yeah, I have been down that road. And I definitely agree with you. Like now, like hindsight is like, if you don't trust them enough to not go through their shit, then you shouldn't be with them.
Some stuff too, you just don't need to. I don't know. Like, not that you don't need to know. Like, if they're cheating on you, you should know, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, sometimes like less is more. Like, you don't need to know everything. You don't need to know every conversation they have throughout the day with
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah.
Um,
I've never been like, oh, she's sleeping. Let me use her face to, like, I've never been like that. The only reason I went through that shit is because I visually saw, like, how you were like, who the fuck is that? I'm like, oh, do you want me to check that? Because she was driving. Only reason. And the other time was very similar situation. So, and haven't gone through anybody else's outside of
Prospective girlfriends, watch your back, hide that shit, put an extra password
I
on it.
was 21 for the fucking record.
Yeah. Hey, but she just hit and run somebody like last year. All right, we're gonna now get into my turn to ask you a question. My question is this. I was watching television yesterday, a little foosball, and there was a commercial for Bumble, the dating app. And how I remember Bumble when I was on it once upon a time was that the whole thing, the whole spiel about Bumble was, oh, the girls have to message you first. But on this commercial, they featured a lesbian couple. So if that's the case with Bumble, where the girl is supposed to message first, but it's two girls, what should be the rules and regulations for lesbian Bumble, Corinne? How should that be engaged if that is the initial premise of the app?
Well, I having been on Bubble at one point, I didn't even know that that was like a thing. I
That was the
honestly,
whole thing. Like when you first started, it was like the girls have to message you first, which is bullshit because there was little to no effort. Girls are like, "Hey," I'm like, that doesn't fucking
yeah,
count.
no, I wouldn't know. That's actually a terrible premise for an app. As somebody who dates women, there's so many times where I'm like, I'll shoot my shot and all. In my head, I'm like, okay, it makes more sense for me to be to like, can I give you my number so that you can reach out to me? Ask how many times I've gotten a text in that situation.
So what's the rules? If that's how it's supposed to be, what are we doing with the lesbian couple?
Bro, I honestly I didn't even know that was a rule, so I don't even know because like you're a guy, so it's like there's a very clear
But now you
like
got to decide. I'm asking you right now. You're writing the rule book. The rule book is from scratch. If that is the premise, what is the rule? What is the as a resident lesbian on this show? What is
what's
the
the
rule?
rule for lesbians in messaging people.
On not on people in general. We're talking about Bumble specific.
On Bubble specifically, you want to know what the rule should be for who messages who first?
Yeah.
I don't know. Anybody can message anybody. See, that's the thing. No, no, no. That's the thing when we go from heteros to homos. We don't have the same rules that you. There's no gender rules. There's
Well,
no
that's the whole point. That's
stereotypical.
why I'm asking you.
I should always be the one to DM her.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm asking
That's
you.
not how it goes. I'm letting you know that we don't have that rule. So if a girl wanted to message me, cool. If I had to be the first one to message a girl, I'll do that. I do that all fucking day. If it's like you said, if it's left up to like, and then it's like, how would you even? So what? You either have to identify as masc or as femme. What about the people who don't have any labels?
Well, that's why I'm asking you what the rules should be.
Ew, you can't apply those rules to people who don't have gender roles.
So how would you write the rules?
There is no rules for who should approach who. That's the rule. There is no. That's why I'm like, I didn't even
rules
know.
there are no rules. You better get your what's his name from Greece looking ass.
It is.
Thunder Road.
I do think. Okay, I do think that it's a thing that it's like if we both match, like if I swipe right on you and you swipe right on me, then there can be an open line of communication. But and I think that's how it works. Maybe I don't know if it's hetero or just gay, but I think that the premise of Bumble is like it has to be a match for
I
like
think that's how all of them are.
for the DMs to open.
I haven't been on one of those in over
I
years, so I don't know.
I deleted all my apps like years ago, so I don't know either. But as far as like who should message first, I don't fuck if a girl wanted to DM me or talk to me, do it. If I wanted to DM a girl or talk to a girl, do it. Like I literally have no concept of like.
What are you, an attorney? You just danced around this question for the past 5 minutes. Hey, hey, friends,
I
listen to
can't
the show.
give any other answer.
If you ever want to ask a question and not get an answer, just ask Karrin because she'll give you this goddamn filibuster for 3.5 minutes.
I can't give you any more specific answer other than like if we both swipe right on each other, it shouldn't matter who.
I agree that it shouldn't, but that's not the point. That's not the point.
I can't say like what I think it should be. I think that's what it should be.
Whoever has the shorter hair. All right, let's move on to quick news.
That's not fair. I like girls with short hair.
Hey man, Elphaba gonna have you. She's gonna have to reach out to you.
That's not even close. You need to get his ass back on the fucking Wicked because he don't know the songs well enough. Because that didn't.
All right, let's just go back to that.
Defying gravity.
Quick news is a weekly segment where gives us a chance to go over 4 current event topics or news stories that vary in topic for the week. We do 2 minutes for this segment. We each get 2 questions, and I believe I am asking first. The Smashing Machine came out last week. The movie has The Rock playing UFC fighter Mark Kerr, and it looks like one of his more serious acting roles. Are you going to check that out?
I actually do want to check it out. I heard that it was really good. I heard he gave a great performance. I also love Emily Blunt, who plays the love interest in it. I haven't made it to the theaters. I'm booked and busy this month, but I probably will be checking it out when it does hit streaming and possibly even recommending it on the show. Preseason basketball started for the NBA. Do you partake in watching preseason or do you not care?
In football, absolutely not. But I'm a sicko when it comes to the Rockets. Like this game came on at 7 today, and I'm about to watch it when we get off. It is now 9:16 my time. I'm about to watch the whole thing because I've been craving some basketball. I've been watching KD shoot jumpers in the empty gym and just drooling. And if that sounds problematic or weird, I'm fine with that. I just can't wait till basketball season. I'm wearing my Rockets jersey right now in honor of it. This is the John Wall jersey. The worst season they've had in my basketball watching career, but also the year I became a sicko. It was very painful. I think we had like 20 losses in a row, the worst of times. But now we have KD. My life is complete. Fred VanVleet, RIP or ACL. Hope you come back soon. A new Taylor Swift album dropped last week. Are you going to listen with the rest of the Swiftie cult? Not feel the wrath.
I actually might not. I heard it's pretty whack. Maybe I might skim through it. I'm not gonna lie. I might skim through it, but it's getting terrible reviews. I was honestly kind of
just too happy.
Confused. I was kind of confused at the rollout to begin with, and now that I'm seeing that all of her, They're divided as of right now, so I'm not amped to check it out. I might skim through it at some point, but I don't think that I'll be saving much or giving it very highly rated comments when I do. Over the past week, Nicole Kidman and Keith Urban announced they're getting a divorce after almost 20 years of marriage, 19. What was the straw that broke the camel's back after 20 years of being together?
I feel like I saw some like thing that was a meme, so it's probably fake about they had some rule in their marriage that if he stopped doing every year he stopped doing cocaine, she had to pay him some money in like I don't know if that's true or not. I have no idea if that's true. Was Keith Urban a singer? What does he do? He's Australian,
Country singer, country singer.
right? Are they like they both Australian? He's just Australian. She's
No, she is too.
ah, my Aussies. Oi, oi, oi. I don't know, man. Maybe he just kept leaving the toilet seat up. Like at this point, you're there 20 years. I guess it's just wear and tear, or there was like a big situation that we don't know about. All I know, man, is goddamn, 20 years. Like, can you even look back on the good times, or are you just like, man, that what a waste. Can't get those years back. Especially you're famous. You can pretty much have anybody you want. Ooh. Well, Keith, Nicole, I wish you the best. Lower that toilet seat, my guy. Lower that toilet seat.
I'm just like, after 20 years of being with somebody,
Do they have
what
kids?
what in the fuck kind of situation had to come up for you to be like after 20 years, like you know each other better than you know yourself.
She was just finally like, I never liked your music. It always sucked. I'm
And
sorry.
so I'm like, what was the straw, man? I can't wait for the expose or for one of them to write a book. I'm definitely gonna fucking read it.
He's like, I hated you in what movie she's been in recently? I hated you. Was she in Bewitched or some shit? What was she in?
That's like 15 years old, but yes. And I love that movie, so
I
don't even
hated you
fucking
in
try it.
Bewitched. You sucked.
I love this.
Bewitched, more like be bitched. Am I right? All right, we're gonna get into our final segment, which is recommendation. This is a chance for us to recommend something we want you to do, see, watch, listen to. We split a minute for this segment, and I think I go first this time, maybe.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think first.
I'm actually recommending Bryson Tiller's album. So he had a really good album. His first album, he was like, rookie sensation. He made a big splash, and I feel like all his albums were, as the kids say, super mid after that. I gave this one a gander. It's a 2-disc album. And usually I'm like, oh God, Chris Brown with your 85 songs. But this one was like still like under an hour for both. There's a Plies and T-Pain feature. There's a few other ones. I really enjoyed it. Easy listen, so I would check that out.
I didn't even know he dropped. His first one was Trap Soul, right?
Yeah, I
Okay,
believe.
bad. Okay, this week because it is Latino or I don't know if it's Hispanic Heritage Month or Latino Hispanic or Latino Heritage Month, whichever one.
Hispanic, I believe.
I wanted to recommend The Road to El Dorado. I don't want to do like, oh, Coco and like Selena. I'm gonna try to get a movie that maybe isn't super fucking popular, or maybe an actress that isn't super known for being Latin. Road to El Dorado, your kids would probably love it. Came out in 2000. It's a cartoon, very cute movie. It's about two con men who are searching for the city of gold, which is said to be in Colombia. So they go on, this journey. It's a musical. It's kind of like a Disney classic, but I don't think that is from Disney. Great fucking soundtrack. I'm not gonna lie.
Is it an animated movie?
Yes.
If it's an animated movie, they probably got all white people playing all the characters. Be careful. Beware.
Only no, one of the guys, one of the leads is white. The other lead
Like
definitely
Aladdin.
is Latin. And then they go to the City of Gold, which is all of the indigenous people. And so it's very colorful and it's a very fun movie. And I feel like it was kind of slept on. It was kind of low key. Not a lot of people saw it or knew about it. So I definitely would recommend checking out because I loved it when I was younger. And I think that I turned it on not too long ago. So I was like, oh shit, I love this movie. Just listening to the soundtrack. It's a banger, I'm not gonna lie.
You heard it here first. And that wraps episode 31. Wraps up episode 31 of Long Lost Pals. I almost forgot the name of our show. We appreciate this support.
You're tired. I'm gonna let you make it.
Like, view, subscribe. Don't listen to my humps. No, seriously though, we should start a poll and we should ask people because first of all, you had the gumption to disrespect, lean back, and you like my humps, and you got the wherewithal to tell me that girls used to like dancing to my humps in Get Your Eagle On or whatever the hell that song's called.
First of all, they didn't
Flicker
use
Wings.
they still love to dance to my humps. As a person who recently danced to my humps in the club, it was turned the fuck up. I'm telling you right now, mister, you're out of the scene. You're out of the loop.
If they're playing that, I'm happy to be out of the scene. I'm glad I will never go back, and I hope I don't have the Keith Urban Nicole Kidman future because if that's what I would have to do to find a new wife, yeah, I already don't want one, but that just seals the deal even more. Doesn't be ready to leave me. Please, I don't want to listen to my humps in the club. Hey, don't listen to my humps, but stay fly.
You know what? Yeah, let's do a poll. Let's do a fucking poll. We're gonna do a
Out of
fucking
here.
poll
My humps
tonight. All of Lost Pals Instagram, log on to that shit.
Nobody's gonna see it. We haven't posted this yet, but we might.
Could be